Hello guys, so this video is mostly going to be talking about how in general people are always susceptible to indoctrination, propaganda, and social conditioning. No matter how awake or woke you think you are, or like any of those terminologies, whether left or right, whatever they use, uh, you're not really different from the average population. So the average population in general, even myself included, we're all sheep at the end of the day. We listen to what the laws dictate. We're susceptible to the environment around us, the social programming, the conditioning, the media, well, the politicians and the laws. But at the same time, you should fundamentally understand that the people or the reason why your life is bad or your life is not going well, it has nothing to do with the people under you or the people in the same avenue as you. So I've noticed this recently a lot where middle class people have this like disdain, especially if you watch like Fox News interviews. They always interview the most like random people ever in like the middle of the deep south who always talk bad about people on welfare, even though like the south statistically has the most people on welfare, especially like the middle states. But you see this disdain a lot, especially from middle class, and if even especially if they're blue collar as well, to the lower income range. Why? Because they are at a income level where they get cut off from any of these social service helps, like for example food stamps, for the Medicaid, all these stuff are like for people that make under 50, 40, or 60K, if depending on which state you are, because some states are like insane, like New York to live in or California. Then you're eligible for these types of things. But if you pass that cutoff range and then you're under like 100 grand or 90 grand or 80 grand, depending on which state you are, and you're in that middle point between high income earners and low income earners, you basically get fucked. Why? Because you have to pay for all the groceries. You get no help on groceries, no help on healthcare, no help on, you get fucked in general. And that's why these are the majority of people living paycheck to paycheck. And because of that, they feel like their lives are just passing them by. While they always hear on the news and on social media, these people get help. These people don't have to worry about like the food bills as much. And then you always have some idiot that they use as like an example. And it's always like a minority family that they use as an example. Why? Because it's easier to instigate hate between these types of people, of like bragging about food stamp stuff. But at the end of the day, like statistically, they've done studies on this. Even if we give you the upper yield, maybe like 5% of people on food stamps are like taking advantage of the system. Bro, these people are not your enemy. At the end of the day, these are people who are trying to survive just like you. All right, your enemy is the people literally in charge. People don't realize all these social services were available to the middle class. It wasn't until Reagan privatized and commercialized all these social services, and then you had Clinton right after deregularize everything, everything. That's why your life is bad, not because of these people on a lower branch than you.